Greetings, Jedi traders. David here of TradingFibs.com to bring you the weekly recap for week 39 ending September 29th, 2017 and end of Q3. Hey guys, as always, please seek financial advisement when trading with your money, as these videos are for educational purposes only. Support your knowledge in the market, see what's going through my head on any given week. Always make sure you have a solid trading plan and always manage your stop when placing a trade. All right, good to see you guys. Hope everybody had a good week. What a strange week, full of some economic data. Not too bad, as we finished off GDP yesterday, breaking in above that 3% mark and laying out the consumer sentiment today. Lots of Fed speakers that riddled us throughout the week. All right, let's jump right into the let's take a look at the daily gaps, big charts, big picture. Taking a step back, we could see volume across the week was not too bad. YM a little bit sub of that 60 period average. ES just getting right up there. Actually, Wednesday being one of our best days of the week trend wise. Price action on the Russell picking up in volume here on the RTY. Check it out, leaving an open gap here, 1462.10, but reaching all-time high 1 and 2. ES knocking it out this week with a couple new all-time highs. So it was the small caps and the ES. Who knows? Tax reform announcement out this week. We'll see if it follows through. And North Korea not shooting off any missiles, any major missiles this week to disrupt the market. But there it is as we roll out Q3. So we'll talk more about that in the outlook over the weekend and for next week, week 40. We'll be starting into earnings season once again, guys. Rebalancing of ETF portfolios coming up as well. So big picture again, once again, RTY Russell all-time high has just made an incredible move. Actually, I think it was midweek. I had a picture, a little bit of divergence there on the Russell and the NQ. That was midweek there, or the beginning of the week, and the question was which one's gonna lead up, which one's gonna come down, and we had a clear picture of consolidation on both the ES and the YM. I had a picture, there we are, all four of those. So there it was, Russell pushing up this week, NQ just hanging downside, and we had ES and YM both going sideways. So it was which market's going to hold this up, and obviously the picture played out to end not only the month but the quarter as well. So keep in mind those open gaps down below. Those will always be the first targets at any point the market momentum seems to be driving down for those to watch. But until then, we watch the MML levels, we watch the trend, combination of both. Let's jump right into the ES charts as we do each week. Take a look at the moving averages first. Liking the 10, 50, and the 200, and threw in a couple extra bonus there that I have in each week. The 50 WMA weighted moving average, you got 150 weighted moving average, and there's the 100 as well. So again, you look to see what's in sync. We got the 50 SMA, the 10 and 200 all in sync, one above another, so momentum's upside. There's how we ended last week. This is a daily chart. Again, you could see price action at the end of last week just hugging that 10 EMA. So we got a nice push up there. So where does that leave us with, again, anything at this point is projections ahead. So let's jump in at the weekly and see where we are, as we have been since post-election in this 10-month, 11, 12-month almost uptrend. Price action now hitting those MML. So we definitely cleared. We're up in this upper zone of the bigger picture from last October, November. And now I pulled a short-term MML, that's the Murray math levels, and we can see we're holding up here. A little bit of resistance, but again, we got that push up this week, so really nice move up. So again, we're going to continue to look at these projection levels upside. We want to see price action break above 25.19, get up to maybe this 25.39 before we see any pullbacks. Any confirmed downtrend, we'll start to see back under 2,500. So until this time, we're still holding upside, as you can see here on the weekly. Let's take a look at the hourly this week. 60-minute chart again, week 38. There's our week 39, starting at the MML level lows and finding its way right back up here to the reversal up here around 25.17. So nice move on the dailies from the 60-minute from the lows to the highs. And let's take a combination. When we take a look at, here's our week 39 here, as back in the beginning of September, we had a nice move up to the MMLs. And we talked about that consolidation there for a couple days and the breakout back above the 10-period moving average from the MML lows here in week 39 after an initial drawdown. But again, that's the perfect setup that we're looking for. Price action breaking underneath that support level at the MML lows, and then the breakout here. For those swing traders, you could have held on all week. For the intraday traders, you just look for your pockets of trend intraday. All right, so there's our ES. VIX closing out here. Let's get that number. There it is, 9.51. So we're again back down under the sub 10. Let's jump here to the SPY charts. Let me get to the SPY here for a second. There we go. Taking a look at the SPY for the week. Let's take a look at the daily. Again, daily here we could see back upside here at the MML highs, breaking that 250 that we saw last week. And after a couple days of consolidation here through September, so break on through to the upper side, as well as the weekly, which has also been up here. Here we go, 250. We could see just breaking upside on the SPY. All right, let's take a look again. Let's jump into the ETFs big picture as we look at each week. Let's take a look at the VTI. Total Stock Market Index on the high time frames. Here we go. Price action we could see up here breaking that. That's where we left last week, actually. The VTI was holding above that 50-period moving average and breaking through the MML resistance right here. Short term, right upside to the overbought, and that's, again, the bigger picture, but you can see the shorter time frames, the MML right here. Let's get the rectangle, show you that. What we're talking about right here, we're talking about this picture right in here. That's the shorter term MML. On the bigger picture, you can see the drawing that goes out further to the left. But again, for the short term MML, nice move off the lows for this week on the Total Stock Market Index, giving us a lift. Big picture still holding upside, so momentum clearly holding in its course. Taking a look at the IBD 50, again, great indicator of strong fundamental stocks. Here, price action again with that move back down there at the beginning, starting of the week on the drawdown, and then ends up all the way back upside. Short-term MML up to the overbought 50 in sequence above all the other key moving averages. Let's take a look at some of the sectors as we closed out the week here. Taking a look, let's start at the transports. Taking a look at the transports up here. Price action on the transports making a nice move. Come back after a little bit of indecision. Now we're holding above the 50. We're back in the green. We're back up to the MML high. So we want to watch these levels up here, 178 in the week to come. If this acts as resistance, we'll want to see a little bit of a pullback into this zone, maybe a little bit of chop. Any confirmed downtrend, we'll talk about that in the outlook. But for right now, definite trend holding upside. Nice move on the transports. Let's take a look at the energy sector, finishing out the week. Price action here gets a nice lift right to the MML resistance and the 200. We know the energy sector for a while has been to the downside, and obviously crude oil has been following that path as price action got a lift from the MML lows to the highs. Again, resistance high. Again, for the swing trader, an opportunity to sit in it for a couple days or up to a week. For the short-term trader, obviously there have been pockets of intraday trend, very nice, but there it is, the resistance. And we finish out the week just looking up here to about 68.75 will be our next level of resistance upside. Take a look at the financials. Financials closing out the week here. Price action, there it is. Love drawing that short-term MML. When you break above the key levels there of the bigger picture, you got to give yourself a little bit shorter time frame. There it is. We end up upside for the week on the HA bars, giving us continued trend upside, holding above the 50 and the 200 as price action reaches up to these levels. So again, when you're reaching some new all-time levels, you got to have a little bit of projection. MML is a great target to watch. So there it is. We started out the week at the lows, ended up at the MML highs. Taking a look at the tech industry as the FANG stocks there have been rolling, actually making a little comeback this week. Price action being able to break out just a bit. Again, watching that NQ struggle there a little bit, but finally a little breakout towards the end of the week. NQ finished up very strong Friday here. As we can see, for the most part, we've been holding up in a long trend, but we are looking up here to resistance up here, 59.38. And let's jump into Let's take a look at the oil dollar sector we've been talking about on the UUP there on the ETF here. We can see price action bounced off the MML lows. Again, this is the shorter term pick, as we've definitely broken away from the bigger term pick. I apologize. Bigger term pick down here, support 23.44. So we'll have to see what happens in this chop zone here. But again, just for the week, price action back up to those 2015 lows, off the low of the week, and nice uptrend as the emerging markets continue to struggle here, back off the 2014 highs. Again, that's what you want to see. You want to see break up above the resistance, and then once price action breaks below that 45.31 to the downside, that would be your initial move. So emerging markets definitely coming back downside. And of course that SPY and FEZ. Guys, if you're watching the not only the SPY but watching those Euro 50 comparison wise, definitely the FEZ doing much better over the year to date, as far as almost double as far as returns. So just a heads up on that as well. All right, let's just show a couple of charts of the week that stand out from the MML perspective in combination with the T3 moving averages. I had a couple pictures here to share. Let's go with the RTY. Again, one of the things that continues here on the daily charts on the intraday is the fact that markets tend to reset on the MMLs. And here we had a nice golden setup here on the RTY this week. I kept the MMLs here to show you how this is an overlay study. You could see the MMLs move throughout the session. So the question is, do you exit at an MML high, or do you continue to stay in the trend? And obviously, with all charts in the green, here we are with a nice move on the RTY this week. Price action getting a nice lift, and all charts in the green, T3 moving averages crossover, and you stay with it. You stay with it. So you get a little bit of a pullback. You can always move your stop up, but the range 51.44 and everything's still in the green. There it is. That's exactly what we're looking for on the combination of the two strategies together. Again, another great example here on the ES. You might not have it all start together. Price action, maybe you break on the cloud here and you ride it downside. Finally get all three charts in the green. Nice move to the downside. And you hold here, turn around. Hey, you might not jump on the first one, but when you got that T3 moving average crossover, that could be a great first indicator that trend might be changing. You can wait until that 534 crossover, but again, a nice move on the ES this week to give a lift. So, looking at the highlights of the charts for the week, I got 6J with a nice golden setup here this week. Price action crossed over. T3 moving averages running from ML, not MML low, but at least midpoint on the 50% pullback to the upside. So nice move on the 6J. There's one of our RTYs. Also not as long, but again, from the lows to the highs, T3 moving averages were crossed over. You got everything in the green. You stay with the trend. You work it all the way up. Taking a look at crude this week. Nice move on the crude from the lows, MMLs, the break on through the upside. All three charts in the green. You ride it all the way up. And GC with a beautiful move this week. Actually, I think this was the follow through here. Oh, this was a smaller time frame, 10.7. But again, same picture, 10.7, 15.10 flex Rankos. Price action here on the crossover. Back to the upside. And moving towards the upper levels here on the GC. I do not believe it finished out, but hey, nice trend move, and that's how you remain in the trend. And then NQ to the downside. This was the beginning of the week. We talked about that move on the NQ downside. Here it was MML highs, a little bit of a pullback. Whether trade management took you out here, gave you another opportunity to the MML lows to the downside. All right, Jedi traders, I believe that is a wrap for the daily or for the weekly recap. It's been a while since we did the daily trend. We'll be coming back with that in Q4 as they took off most of the summer for that. So let's take a look at some of the things looking ahead. One of those is the live trading challenge, which is coming up. I'll mention this again in the momentum outlook for the week. Check it out, Infinity Futures Live Trading Challenge. If you click on the practice, go over here, the trading webinars, there it is, using the Murray math levels in your trading. I'll be talking more about that as you hear it. You see it on the pictures online, you see it in the recaps, you see it on my momentum outlook, how you can use that intraday to come up with a powerful trading strategy. So go ahead and register for that October 10th. I'll be there. If you're dying to know more information, I hope you're not dying, but if you're really interested in getting more information, check out my Murray Math Levels tutorial, along with some of my other educational videos on the T3 moving averages, and again, hoping to create a very powerful webinar combo strategy for you guys who are wanting to use that. Again, whether you use the range charts or whether you like using minute charts, let me just pull up a quick minute chart here. As we can see, the RTY, again, for those of you who are not traders of range bars or Heiken Ashi, you can use these on minute bars. So again, a combination, any one strategy, as I always say, any market or any chart, any time frame. All right, Jedi traders, make sure you check out the recap here this weekend, as well as the momentum outlook. Feel free to stop by at tradingfibs.com here. I got a lot of great information for you guys. Any of my social media outlets to obtain more information. You know the mantra, so simply follow me on Twitter at tradingfibs. Here you go. Or follow me on StockTwits every single day. And I simply leave the crystal ball to the experts because I have no bias when it comes to the hourly charts. I'm watching what's in front of me, and that's what I keep it to. All right, Jedi traders, until later, have yourselves a Blue Zone weekend. Make sure you check out my technical momentum outlook for the week, for week 40. And so until then, have yourselves a great weekend. Have yourselves a good day, though. Have yourselves a good night. My name is David from Trading Fibs. Have yourselves a Blue Zone day and good trading to you.